Well, the food that you eat in, like, serving a Spanish-speaking mission is amazing, especially in a high Latino population area like East LA. You know, just that whole region is steeped with like the right ingredients, the know-how for the most amazing Mexican food and Latino food that you've ever had. Culturally, uh, feeding people is a really important thing in Latin culture. So anytime you go to a house, you can usually be expected to be offered something, whether it's just, you know, from a glass of water to handmade tortillas and beans that they were just tossing up at the time. The thing is, though, that because it is so culturally important, it's also really important that you don't turn it down, which, you know, it's good and bad. Like, if you're in a hurry and you have to turn somebody down, you could accidentally offend somebody. And I mean, even if really you had no choice, like, they won't see it that way. They'll be like, oh, well, they didn't like my food. Like, what's the deal? But it's seriously some of the most like loving attitudes towards giving that you'll ever see. Also, my stomach expanded there more than it ever has in my life. I was able to eat a lot at the end. At the beginning of my mission, it was hard just because you're kind of getting used to having to eat seconds and thirds and fourths sometimes if people would offer it to you, because you still had to take it. But eventually, you know, I got pretty good at that. As for the types of food, the members love it. Well, the members from Mexico love it if you can eat spicy foods. They love finding, you know, these missionaries that come in and they can just totally take any kind of chili that they can throw at them. Some other great foods, you've got pupusas, you've got like ají de pollo, you've got, a lot of people don't like menudo. I loved menudo. It was really good. So you have just this very wide range of foods from different countries and cultures. So Spanish work in the Arcadia mission, it's not really hard to get immersed in the language. That was actually one thing I was worried about, was, oh man, like, I'm serving stateside and I have to learn this language. How am I going to be able to do that if I have this crutch? You know, I can always fall back on English. But there are entire areas where nobody speaks English, and as long as you're willing to put yourself out there and speak your language whenever possible, you're going to learn a lot. People ask me, oh yeah, like, you know, you've got pretty good Spanish. How did you learn it? It's like, well, I learned it by sounding like a complete fool for the first 6 months of my mission. Just don't be afraid to use your language, even if you know you're going to mess up. That's how you learn. That's what I would recommend for learning the language. Just don't be afraid of sounding like an idiot, because you will. Just take that for granted. Culturally, they're down to help you out. They love it when you've got these little güeritos that speak Spanish. They love it to death. Everybody's really nice and friendly about correcting you if you ask for it. That's one of the things that helps a lot. You know, just following the preach my gospel principles. Ask for assistance from people who already know the language. There are resources that are available for you to help learn your language quicker and better, and it'll make a huge difference. So finding, at least in the Arcadia mission, is definitely done best through the members, in my experience. The members, just like Preach My Gospel say, they are a great resource for people who are ready to receive the gospel. All of my baptisms, except for one, were through member work. That's not to say that we didn't, you know, do our fair of knocking and stuff, but there's something different when you have a member who has a connection to the people getting involved with the lessons. They have this attachment already. Like, they are so willing and ready to help you out in whatever circumstance, because this is their friend. This is the person that they're trying to bring with them to heaven, you know? It's not just some, oh yeah, like, I'll hook you up with these members who don't know you. Like, they don't really have any really intense investment in you. Like, they'll get to know you eventually, though. You'll become friends. These guys are already friends. They already have that emotional connection. They really want to be with each other forever. So it helps a lot. Also, as long as you're really willing to put yourself out there as a trustworthy missionary. You're not going to like scare anybody off. You're really going to have the needs of the people in mind. The members will be willing to bring you their friends and their family, their husbands and wives and their children into the gospel through you. And that's really a great feeling, being able to have the trust of the members so much that they're willing to bring you people.